Hi everyone, so it's May 1st and I almost completely forgot about Speak Up, Think Up this month. I just didn't realize that today was the 1st and it kind of escaped, and then something happened and I was like, oh, it's Friday. Oh, it's the 1st. I should probably do that. So this video is very off the cuff because I haven't thought about it. I just finished up doing Vita for April, so there's not a plan for this, but I know that the topic is growth, and so in sort of thinking about this topic, I have decided to talk about the growth my family and I are doing. And we are supposed to close on our first home and be moved in by June 1st. That is the goal. I'm a little nervous about this because there's so many moving parts in buying a house that I don't want to give notice where we live yet, because I'm afraid that if we do, then the house won't close in time and we won't have a place to live or a place for our stuff. I'm sure we could crash with friends, but I don't really want that to happen. I'd rather have a couple weeks to fully move, clean, and yada yada yada, and just feel good about the transition. And since we are buying a house, I have started the adoption process. I've inquired and I went online and I added my name to the list of people to give you information. I don't know what that's called, but I got contacted, and then I got contacted by a local person who is in the department, and the next step is classes. You have to complete so many hours or so many classes of preparation for adoption. And if you don't know, I think adoption is great, and I would have considered it had the circumstance I'm about to tell you about not happen, but I can't have safely any more children, and I always wanted at least two if I had one, because I don't want an only child. There's nothing wrong with that. I just would prefer siblings. And so my daughter she's so excited. She keeps telling everyone she's having a brother and sister, so apparently I'm adopting a boy and a girl, twins, according to her brain. But it's a long process and it can take, up to 2 years. We're hoping that once we move in, it kind of moves a little more rapidly than that, but prayerfully we will be going about that. We have to do those classes, and then we have to meet with someone who basically evaluates us personally. They inspect our home, and then they go through the search process of fitting you with a child so that the placement is good for the child and good for the parents. And they, from my understanding, we give them a list of what we want, which is kind of weird, but age-wise, my daughter's the oldest and I'd like her to stay the oldest, so we want a child that's preferably a boy, but we're not opposed to a girl, but we already have a girl, so we'd kind of like a boy, and under 12 months. I'd prefer infant, and if I get an infant, I would love to be able to breastfeed the baby, because I just think there's such incredible bonding with breastfeeding. So I would, and yes, you can, if you didn't know that, you can start pumping and you can take supplements and stuff and you can start breastfeeding again, but the complication with that is you kind of have to prep for it. So I don't know how that's all gonna work, but that's kind of my plan for growing our family if we're able to get an infant. And then I am in this new job, and if you were watching any of my Vita videos, I surprise got a raise after my first 30 days. And so that was great. I'm growing in my business life. I'm growing in my personal life. I'm finishing up school. I just finished my one of my accounting classes and I passed. And I have a fatty notebook that's just notes. Literally, it's a binder this big of just notes. So growing in a lot of different areas, and it's exciting and sometimes it's stressful, but there's a lot of growth there. And I'm growing in church too. I'm growing close to people in our new town. We've been here about 8 months now, and we still really love it. Obviously, we decided to buy a house here, and I just feel like I'm growing closer to friends, and I'm growing closer to God, and it's been a great transition, I think, and growth. I think that my husband and I have grown a lot, moving away from family, and that's not just not to get away from them, but you just learn a lot moving to a town that you don't know anybody and having to start from scratch and really make efforts to become part of the community and part of your church, and you just have to reach out, and I think that's something we've done fairly well. And I've grown in size. I've gained 5 pounds, but I'm gonna lose it. So I'm actually gonna be vlogging this month on fitness, but after my husband's birthday on Sunday, so this weekend I'm being mostly careful, but not too picky because it's his birthday and we have my in-laws in town. So no more growing in size, we're gonna shrink in size. But lots of growth going on, and I'm gonna post this video now because it's getting a little bit long for one of my videos and I don't want to bore you to death. And I have homework, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch your videos this next week, and I'm really glad that I remembered because I like Speak Up Link Up, and I hope to see all of your faces since I haven't paid attention to who's posted. Okay, bye.